Hello and happiest days to each of you folks. I hope you guys are having just an absolutely amazing day today. So today I am doing my next Let's Play, I think it's number 7, in the Urquan Masters, which is a free version of Star Control 2 that was released 10 years later for you folks. I've done a few mining runs. It's a beloved game. Many people, this is one of their favorite games of all time. It makes a lot of classics. It made a lot of end-of-the-game things released back in 1992 for you folks. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to go ahead and do my... I just finished last time the Spaffy, where we just lost their ally. That's what I'm too. So we're now here in Spaffy's base. We've also recently got last time we got we have started to reboot from the Lost Bat game from the first alliance in Delta Corno, the show fixed erase too. Also sent back to Pokemon. So now we're going to go ally with another early race, although we were much more later in the game. But this is the show fixed. I'm sorry, the Zoq-Fot-Pik. They are in the Reiche system, so we're going to be heading to Reiche. This is if you recall early on, they were somebody who early on in the game told you when we were heading back to our station a few months away on our first couple mining trips that they said that we got a beam from Reiche. So now we're going to go meet folks from Reiche. Now they are an early game, so their ship isn't exactly a fast early game, and that's what we're going to do. There is a quest. They do this hard thing to do until you're on warship. So just heads up. Now we're going to go ally with them. So we should be here in Reiche relatively soon because it's on the way back or everything and that sort of thing too. And then once we're here, we're going to go ahead and Reiche 2A has some mining too. I think it's already active. So while we're there, we'll also do that. Yay. Here we go. Save it real fast. I think this is 3, that's 2, it's not 1. But let me just check to see if they're here. They're somewhere in this system. They're not here. Let's play in the first one. Right, this is kind of a wayfinder to keep themselves safe from the big bad they're fighting. 2A on the way in. We'll also check to see if they're in system 2. Yes, they are there. But 2A we're going to grab really fast while we're here. Whoops, looks like I accidentally hit 2-4B. Plus game. No world. Nothing major. Actually, what does my manifest look like? It's possible I might want to do just a quick run here. No, I don't have anything, but yeah, I've only got 1,000 space left, so we probably don't want to be spending on all lighter stuff there. Because it does roll, not the radioactive world, sorry about that. It's 2A. No, that's 2B. Choose something, yeah. So it's going to be closer. But let's meet the Zoq-Fot-Pik on the way. Hello, Zoq-Fot-Pik. Converse.
Attention, Starship. We are the Zoq-Fot-Pik.
Make no hostile actions.
We come in peace and with goodwill.
But if you make one false move, you're vapor.
Don't worry. My companion is just a bit nervous.
No, I'm not.
And argumentative.
No, I'm not.
We are a scout vessel dispatched from our home world.
We have traveled far through hostile, uncharted space to find you. We hail from the green dwarf star at coordinate Zerfar Gernut. Aha! Pahoy hoi!
No, idiot! In their coordinate system.
Oh, coordinates 400.0 by 543.7.
So let's find out which one of you creatures is the bot.
He is.
No, she is.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Right. We've been through this a billion times.
That doesn't change anything. You're the fox.
Well, Captain, as you can see, this is a point of some contention.
Fox!
We are the Concordance of Alien Nation's flagship. What is your take?
Hooray! That we finally found our saviors.
Maybe.
At last, our search is over. It is just as the great crystal ones promised.
They look sneaky. I think they're lying.
Quiet, fool. Can't you see our nightmare is over? This ship is from the great crystal one's fabled alliance, the alliance of 3 stars.
Maybe.
Now, if you remember in the background information, I asked if there were any races that were not allied on one of the 2 sides from the First Guild War, and this is one of the 2 that were found by the Chinchas. Before we go on, can you tell us more about your species?
In our ancient past, 4 species evolved intelligence on our homeworld.
Simultaneously.
They were the Zoq,
Zoq-Fot,
the Pik.
and the Zabranki.
We 3, the Zoq, Fot, and Pik, evolved in such a way as to acquire sustenance from many sources.
From airborne zooplankton,
From solar and ambient energies.
and from rocky fungal clingers.
Our favorite.
The Zabranki also consumed a variety of foods, namely the Zoq, the Fot, and the Pik.
To survive the predations of the Zabranki, we banded together, annihilated the Zabranki.
And formed the cooperative union you now encounter.
What do you see from this?
We are a relatively peaceful group of species,
Unless we're angry.
so we find ourselves in need of help
We only need a little.
because of our desperate situation.
Desperate is too strong a word. I think troublesome is more like it.
What nightmare are we talking about? What's the matter?
Our planets are under attack from an invading horde.
We do not know who they are or why they are here.
We are being blown to bits.
Fleets of alien ships appear out of nowhere, then unleash terrible destructive energy.
Fortunately,
They release these energies on each other.
unfortunately,
They favor combat near strong gravity wells. Their stray shots regularly strike the surface of our planet, often with tragic results.
fortunately,
They have never found our homeworld, only our colony planet.
unfortunately,
All of our colonies have perished as a consequence.
Sorry about that. These spaces who is attacking? What do they look like? Now, these key characters are going to be part of the doctrinal conflict together, so the key part of the background story.
some of the vessels are huge green battleships which launch wave after wave of small
Those
fighters.
are the Urquan.
The other ships are black as space, and their hulls are carved with strange alien writings.
In combat, the 2 ships seem evenly matched.
One fires blasts of fusion energy, while the other launches spinning projectiles.
Yep. Alright, so you want to help? What can we do?
These are the words we have prayed for.
Hey, this trip's not a waste after all.
More than anything, we seek an ally to help us survive in this hostile universe.
We're having some problems of that general nature.
But we are only emissaries. You must meet with our leaders. They are wiser, more powerful beings.
They look just like us, though.
Fly to the star called Alpha Tucanae. The planet closest to the sun is our home.
And if possible, hurry.
Done. My next trip as soon as I swing by here to get the moon. Fucking lines. Now we have met this Zoq-Fot-Pik. Let's go by this moon on the way over. This is the radioactive one. I hope it is. Infrared world, rather. Actually, there's nothing here. Sorry about that. I thought it was a radioactive one. It's an infrared world, but there's nothing. First, now we're going to go to Alpha Tucanae. That's the object. That's the open. Alpha 2. Let's head across the space to stars. Now we're gonna ally with the Alpha 2 folks. To help them out. So you can do this urban, you know. And their ships aren't exactly the best in the world, but they do have some great information on the right place. Go to the doctor. So that's good. It's just like that. Pretty much. No, it's not. Sorry. Let's play versus. I know you guys will probably get a little bored over this. Jump around. Now we can see somebody coming towards us. That's probably an Ur-Quan. Oh, we're heading towards your space. It might be a Zoq-Fot-Pik, but we're here. Save again. So we're swinging by Altitude 3, which is a treasure. Swinging by Altitude 3 on the way. There, sorry about that. Yeah, totally. Let's dispatch, get some treasure for the building of our fleet and all that good stuff, and reloading fuel, reloading crew, all that stuff. Back. I don't want to lose any. I'm gonna have to do it a second time anyway, so we might as well do it now early because I don't want to lose any of that precious stuff. Gold over here. Got pound. We got a tiny little deposit down here. Now we'll eject, save the game real fast for you folks. And now we'll navigate over to Alpha 2.1 and be done. Zoq-Fot-Pik official to get the elements done. Hi, Zoq-Fot-Pik. Here at Alpha 2.1. We're going to converse with them, obviously.
Ah, it is the alien from the Tenjessu's alliance.
Just look at those weapon pods on his ship.
We hope that during this visit, we can make clear to your species the benefits of a mutual assistance pact.
But we're also armed to the teeth, so don't try stealing our atmosphere or anything sneaky like that.
Alright, so we travel here to see the lines here. I'll start off with so what's happening around here. Because again, they'll give you great back information.
We had a close call last week.
One of those black ships was snooping around the system.
But before it got to our world, some of the green ships warped in, destroyed the black vessel, and then left immediately.
We got lucky.
Any news about the war between the two alien races?
No, we have nothing new to report.
Nope, not a thing.
We've traveled here to see the lines between our people.
How wonderful! We accept!
Hooray!
How marvelous!
Yeehaw!
Captain, we are delighted that your people have made this choice.
Now we won't get slaughtered.
In exchange for our cooperation helping you with captains and ship designs, all that we ask for is your protection.
So we don't get slaughtered.
We shall begin fulfilling our commitment at once. We will transport officers and our Stinger design to your base immediately.
Why, heck! Maybe I'll even make the trip to your planet. I'd make a good starship captain. I'm pretty darn mean in a fight, and there ain't nobody better than me with a thrusting stinger tongue attack.
Alrighty. I would like some specific information. It's free.
Sure. What do you want to know?
Just
At this
ask
point, I would just go
away.
ahead. It's quick. Alright, so what do you know about the other alien races? Tell me about your people. Describe the Stinger starship. Does it down the back of her say anything? What's your issue? Let's find out all about this stuff.
Not much, to tell the truth.
This space exploration stuff is kind of new to us,
Besides the green alien ships
which have only tried to kill us,
and the black alien ships,
which have actually been quite successful at killing us.
the only other starships we have encountered are strange tumbling red probes, which profess to be on a peaceful mission.
But then attack like slavering Zabrankies.
We believe that the probes are actually robotic scouts, which have suffered some kind of malfunction resulting in their aberrant behavior.
And what's worse, they are multiplying.
Yes, that's true. The probes seem to be replicating at a geometric rate.
Hey! That means if there was only one last week, then next month, wait a minute, let me calculate. That means next month there'll be a whole mess of those things.
By backtracing the probe's course path, we have been able to calculate that the source of the probes is somewhere on a direct line that includes our star and Epsilon Muscae.
Go get 'em, Captain.
So that was the information about the Solana probes that we were taking care of. Tell me more about your people.
Ah, cultural exchange. A good idea.
Yeah, let's tell 'em about Frungy.
Be quiet, you fool. He asked a serious question. He doesn't want to know about Frungy.
How do you know? What makes you so smart? You never even asked him if he wants to know about Frungy. Why, I'll bet right now he's wondering, what is this wonderful sport, Frungy? How is it played? What kind of equipment do you need to play Frungy? And I wonder who's ahead in the Frungy championships.
Ah, will you shut up about Frungy? If you say another word about that stupid game, I'm going to lose control and blow a cloud of spores at you.
Yeah, okay. Don't blow your stack. I won't mention Frungy again. I promise.
Well, Captain, as you can probably see, our culture's predominant trait, its greatest strength and weakness, is the diverse interactions between Zoq-Fot and Pik.
Frungy!
Alright, can you describe your Stinger starship? They're not that great, sorry. You better-
The Stinger is the peak of our technological prowess.
It's totally awesome!
These vessels are cheap to build and can be quite effective in short-range combat.
They turn on a small round thing that's real small.
Remember, though, against most ships, the Stinger must close distance immediately and give unrelenting tongue attacks until either the enemy or the Stinger are destroyed.
Yeah, the tonguing is the best part.
He's like, we'll skip that. Because they'll probably say no.
Nope.
Not
Yeah,
a
exactly.
word.
Just funny stuff. What was your history?
Our past? Quite a broad topic for this short conversation, but we'll share a key piece of our history with you.
After we killed off the last Zabranki, we faced an interesting question.
Should we proceed and establish a culture which would advance in art, technology, and social sophistication?
Or should we just go back into the forest and kick back and enjoy ourselves, knowing that a Zabranki wasn't going to jump out of the bush and eat us?
Well, we did go back into the forest. We stayed there for about 5,000 years and had a great time.
Then, one stormy day, a Zoq, a Fot, and a Pik were walking up a steep path looking for something good to eat when a bolt of lightning struck nearby. With a huge flash of light, the bolt of energy carved a strangely shaped chunk of granite out of the cliff.
It was a disc with a hole in the middle. As the rock began to roll down the hill toward the three terrified beings, some dry grass got caught in its hole. And since the rock was still hot, the grass caught on fire.
When the rock finally got to the Zoq, the Fot, and the Pik, they simultaneously discovered the wheel, fire, and religion, thus catapulting them on the road of progress.
Which has led us to this day, Captain. Oh, how did the flaming wheel give religion to our culture, you ask?
I will explain. You see, when it got to the threesome, The flaming wheel was going at a pretty good clip, and it ran smack into the Zoq, killing him.
The Fot and the Pik felt so bad. They really liked that Zoq. That they decided the Zoq hadn't really died when the wheel flattened him. He had just gone to a better place.
Presumably one without lethal flaming wheels.
That's enough for now, thanks.
Anything else?
Goodbye, Zoq.
Goodbye, Captain.
See ya!
Alright, now that we're all out of them, let's go ahead and leave space. Actually, we're gonna just head out north. Navigate north. This is the fastest way to get there. And now we're gonna go get 3 rainbow ones and meet the Supox and the Utwig. Away from either these Zoq-Fot-Pik or these now we're heading up to the view. We're going to 3 rainbow worlds over in Supox and Utwig space for the getting all that stuff and such. The first one we're going to, now that we're over here on the other side of the base, is Battle Thrulls. Battle Thrulls 1 is Battle Thrulls. Quite nice. Alright. Let's head here to the first planet, which is where it's at. Remember, these will give you 500 each, and then we'll, after talking to we in the Supox will get some stuff for questing. But we'll gain some bios there too. Alright, let's save the game. Oops, I'm just gonna save again. Save. And now we'll do a couple of mining runs, maybe some shooting runs too, if we've got some space on our website. There we go. Dispatch. Okay, down here. Remember, now I've got all of the good defenses. So I can pretty much go to all these nasty ones. Just a heads up. Also remember that this is a DOS. Still, so all the things that were on here are DOS. For example, I don't know if I need it to do that as much as I might want to. I might want to save mine. Yeah, I might want to save my energy for my tanks. More, but less stuff. But while I'm here, I might as well go ahead and do it. also grab some notes. Over here, these guys, you can see I can grab that stuff. Head back real quick. I'm going to do one more dispatch over here with that last of the radioactive. No problem. Don't get that stuff. Just open the radioactive. Hit 2 of the manifest. Manifest. Let me see what I got cargo wise. Yeah, it's much of that jump. I'll jump. Drop it. Alright. And then next one, we're going to go to the next one. And this one is actually in big space in the heart of it at Gamma Aquarii. And this one, Gamma Aquarii 1, is at 853, 879, 859. It's on here. Off. That's no. Epsilon Hades. And then the other one's Groom Bridge. Alpha Aquarii. Gamma. He's here. AW. That's it. Last one's Groom Bridge, and the Groom Bridge is the point of the spear that shows the arrow, or that shows this is that's all that good stuff. Also, this is in the middle of Utwig space, so we'll put Utwig better outlaking. Yay, for Utwigs all over the place. Now. Got one. So we're going to number 1, but I don't know if those two might be radioactive worlds. Infrared worlds or treasure worlds. I'll check it out real quick just to see why. That might be a treasure world too. Sorry about that. Here's the game about where I won. It's got dispatch some more radioactives here. How valuable radioactives are. Yep, alright. Get this one. Bounce off. Save it and then start talking to this here. Ooh, we're pretty famous among fans. Converse.
I suppose as a courtesy I should extend an appropriate greeting. On behalf of the Utwig Proctors, I truly hope for your sake that your day has been better than ours, although this really isn't saying that much.
This is Captain Zelnick representing the Concordance of the other nations' producers' boards.
What good would that do? I mean, why should we? We agonized for hours, wondering if it was a cruel twist of fate or simply a serious case of butterfingery. The lifetimes that have been spent in the pursuit of the elusive answer to this deceptively simple question has driven many of us down the dark road of self-destruction. Indeed, even as these words strike the ears of any who care to listen, the real question is, does it matter? I cannot say. I wallow in a quandary, unable to determine what better atones for my part of the great sin. Should I engage in slow and painful self-termination? Should I commit myself to a long life of painful self-flagellation? Should I throw myself with enthusiastic verve at the problem of collective annihilation? I do not know. Even now, my mind writhes in anguish of indecision, lest the outcome be inadequate.
I detect that recent events have not gone your way. Why don't you start from the beginning?
All right, I'll try. But you know, it really doesn't matter. After all, we have a famous Utwig saying, when one loses the reason for existence, one tends to get less motivated. This goes hand in hand with the painfully appropriate credo, we broke it so we are paying for it. Of course, this isn't really accurate. The situation is so much more hideous. Imagine, if you can, holding within your hands the answer, only to have it taunt you with its former potential. Ah, cruel irony. The loss of the Ur-Quan grieves us all.
Yes, of course, the Ultron, he will be great. Alright. Do you know, I'll go ahead. Now, what was it again? Yeah, we'll find.
It doesn't matter. Besides being of no concern to you, I find discussion of this matter, well, distasteful. The Ultron was not the only thing which assures total and complete meaning of life for you and I. It is universal. I'm sure that you two are aware of this thing, if only in legend. It granted us all limitless power and knowledge. It has been since, well, rendered inoperative.
Alright, just so that That reminds me of my pet dog Spliv right in front of a rock chipper. That's weird. Or, do you know anything about the enslaving Urquan?
We know nothing of this species that you mentioned. However, while we are on the subject of evil and powerful species, we have encountered a particularly gruesome race that seemed to come from the direction of Arcturus. When we hailed them, they responded with mighty weapons that sent our delegation to their deaths. Lucky fools. The aliens' dark, crusty battleships are capable of guiding spinning mines into almost any location, and should an enemy get too close, a fiery corona emerges to inflict fearsome damage. In our skirmishes with the race who called themselves the Kor-Ah, we found that by using our own shielding capability, we could sweep through the mines, absorb the corona, and then get close enough to the dark ships to give a lick of our own. In truth, however, they are very powerful and ruthless. When the Kor-Ah started to press toward our home world, we thought that our deserved punishment was being administered. But then, a mystery? They suddenly became disinterested and veered away. Bah, confounding frustration. With the Ultron, I could speak knowledgeably on this subject. To have this quality torn from our grasp emphasizes how meaningless our existence really is. This lack of meaning is what drives my species to the serious contemplation of a quick end.
Alright, so it's a pity. So what more do you know about this? The Kor-Ah that they're mentioning here are the bigger bads than the Urquan, the doctrinal conflict. So the Urquan that you know, because there's the bad guys that controlled everything, and the ones that put your people to slave and that won the war. They just want to slave you. They don't want to destroy you. They just want to turn you into valid slaves.
Your query once
But
again
these guys are all about
reminds
eating knowledge.
me of the Ultron and what it was for the universe. I could tell you all and correct all that is wrong in the universe. All I can tell you is that the Kor-Ah live to kill. Their stated purpose is to seek out new life and new civilizations and then annihilate them. We seem to qualify as such, and that is why it is puzzling that after pursuing us with some tenacity, they suddenly turned away and headed toward Craterus. All this speculation would be unnecessary if only we had saved the Ultron. It would not have taken much. A diving catch, a thrown pillow, even a fuzzy wumpus would have broken the fall satisfactorily. Indeed, a panel convened to analyze the possibilities concluded there were at least 623 ways that the Ultron could have been saved if we had been prepared. Let us cease our discussion concerning these matters.
Alright. It's a truly unique set of events which tuned your current state, am I right?
Ha! To say the least. Our past is one of a glorious and proud people, coupled with a cataclysm that rocks the universe to its very core. It all began when the chimps rose from the murky bog, and the Utwig emerged as well. In these primitive times, we cavorted about our world, oblivious to any sort of higher purpose. We took everything at face value. Meanwhile, the tendrils of the chimp infiltrated the vast sky canopies of Faz, and then the veils fell. Suddenly, the Utwig were stunned by a collective realization. All immediately and urgently donned veils of every description: hides, leaves, shells, rocks, even living Drells were donned in the early days. You see, the face is the mechanism that expresses many of the primitive qualities that hinder sentience. Now rid of constant reminders of greed, rage, hatred, and lust, the wisdom of the Utwig was no longer hampered by constant reminders of the primitive urge. Over many generations, mask etiquette was refined to a rock-solid foundation of our society. Sure, the morality riots were expensive, both in lives and infrastructure, but the result was better mask regulation. Specification from your basic mask of grueling but necessary activity to the most highly decorated countenance of stellar representation. These were clearly defined, recognizing the importance of flexibility. Clear-cut and efficient procedures for revision and redesign dealt with the few anomalies. From that moment, when we covered the source of our intellectual oppression, we knew that it was a grand purpose that defined our destiny. Are you still listening?
Yes.
Our entire development as a sentient species was coordinated to coincide with the appearance of a remarkable device, the Ur-Quan. We were oblivious to its tragic implications.
Now, terminate civilization in a civil yet efficient manner.
As do we. Go now with neither malice nor joy.
Alright, say the game. Now that you've learned about the Utwig, let's assume, I don't think these planets or anything here, but let's just check it again as well. On the way out.
Just go away. Leave us.
I'm gonna ask them, yeah, well, absolutely fascinating, but what you can
In order for you to truly understand the situation, you need to know more about the Ur-Quan and its unique capabilities. You see, when the Druze discovered the Ur-Quan, they knew that it was ours. The Druze were compelled by intrinsic universal direction to take it to where it has always belonged. They brought it to us. Oh, the Ur-Quan. It assured total and complete meaning of life for all, the universal. With the Ur-Quan in hand, I could sense not only your motivations and desires, but your purpose. I could act upon these things in ways that would most likely seem mysterious, if not, well, daft. Years later, you would herald our participation in your development as the turning point for your species. The Druze were only one of the few to benefit in this way. Even now, they are puzzled by the way we rewarded them for the delivery of the Ur-Quan to its correct place. In 24 years, 2 months, and 3 days, they will all dance the dance of jubilation. Indeed, the Ur-Quan has allowed us to fundamentally change the Druze forever. The Supox, too, received many benefits from our use of the Ur-Quan. They can testify to its power.
Alright. That sounds like things are going to go well.
Yes, things were perfect. What happened is, well, it's difficult to talk about. But I saw it happen. I witnessed the Chin's-Ra celebration. I felt the Ur-Quan fill the empty place that I did not know was there. I saw the Grand Proctor pass it to, well, they say that the chief crew did not know that it was so heavy and slippery. Perhaps it was a combination of factors. Some who have reviewed the records claim it was actually a conspiracy. The Commission investigation officially stated that the Ultron was rendered inoperative by the fall to the ground. Yet many feel that the whole story has not yet been told. As it struck the ground, I saw its glow fade, and then the painful void incapacitated all. Utwig immediately donned the mask of ultimate embarrassment and shame, with the vow to wear it forever. Bonfires all over Foz consumed all but this mask. No other mask was spared. The visage of ceremonial orations, in all of its contexts and revisions, as I'm sure you understand, all of the courting masks from the clever and intriguing veil of flirtatious prancing to the infamous lewd monocle, all consumed by the hungry flames. Even the most fundamental fixtures were committed to this irreversible fate. The mask of natural bodily excretions once hung in every lavatory. Most of the public facilities have removed the disposable mask dispensers, but every once in a while I still see such a repository, always empty. At that time, many suggested that we use the precursor relic as a form of self-punishment. The proposal was that we collectively go to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades at coordinates 850.3 by 937.2 and use the ancient planeteering device to end our existence. After much discussion, we decided that we deserved to suffer. We can use the bomb if we ever decide the time is right. In the meantime, we atone for our grievous mistake with our collective misery. I suddenly sink into a chasm of depression. I must go.
The Utwig bomb are a key part of the information you'll need.
As do we. Go now with neither malice nor...
Save it real fast. Right here. It's the area world. Nothing major. I think there was one down here that might be in potential world. Oh yeah, radioactive. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's actually radioactive. It's probably like a dust world or something like that. I'll check it out real quick. Do it just while I'm here. It might be. I just don't think so. We actually did have an infrared world in the previous one. It is a radioactive world. Good stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and save it. On here. Scan and dispatch. Pick this stuff up while I'm here. I'm going to go ahead and head up and then come back down for one quick one. The last three. I don't think those three can go in one go. By number, I think it's 5. Just to make sure it's not a radioactive water. 2 down here. Over here. Okay, it is 5. It's shining the same color. It's actually looking out. Nope, it's here. It's in it for a war. Alright, alright. So, escape, navigate. So next we're going to go to Star Map. We're going to buy the Supox are over here. So we're just going to go visit them, pick up the Ultron, and meet them. The Utwig bomb that he mentioned is a key, right? It's how you beat the big bads. And then you heard about them. They're very, very effective at shutting down your hopefully. Nope. I'll converse.
Just go.
You know, for
as
sure.
do.
Yep. Go talk to the Supox real quick. That might be a Supox. Just pop there around behind me. There's Supox ship there. That's good. That's weird. Alright, navigate here. Let's talk to the Supox.
Greetings, fellow carbon creatures. May your roots always be well watered.
I'm Captain Zelnick from Earth. We come in.
I am Captain Ala Lala. We come in peace.
Our starship is called the Vindicator.
Our starship is called the Tender Shoot.
We are the Concordance of Alienation and Murder.
We are the Supox Utricularia from Earth.
You are from Earth?
Oh, yes. We apologize for the confusion. Our home world is also called Earth. Or more properly, Fleck. Which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not?
Why do you copy our speech and mannerisms?
We learn and we adapt. We are symbions. Our first step in making friends is always to copy them. This is our idiom.
Alright. Symbiotes, how interesting. Please tell us more.
Our kind evolved on a beautiful planet, orbiting the wonderfully green-hued star Roots. From the canopy of the great jungle to the shores of the azure seas, our species has flowered and grown well. Early in our evolution, we adapted to exist in symbiosis with other hardier life, both flora and fauna, who supplied us with nutrients, while we supplied them with reproductive assistance.
Awesome. Are you friends here? We're going to skip that one.
Oh yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our starfaring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun.
Alright. So what has caused the Utwig such distress? Although we know that.
They broke their Ultron.
What's an Ultron?
The Druge, the cruel, foul trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ultron, and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druge and bought the Ultron. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ultron. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood, and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then, one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ultron during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ultron. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you take the Ultron. Maybe you can do something with it.
Thank you. Thanks for it. I think. What do I do?
We thought that if we could get the Ultron working again, it would cheer them up. So, we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing, or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druzh's falsehoods, the Ultron is some kind of artifact, and we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys, you will find the elements necessary to repair the Ultron. Then you could give it to the Utwig, and maybe they wouldn't be so depressed.
Yep. Sounds good. Save the game. Now, let me show you something. In order to make the manifest work, I'll show you this right now. So you can see, I've got the clear spindle, the broken inch. I'm going to use the clear spindle. Watch what happens. Now it's gone. You hear a noise, and now it's gone. It's actually gone to fix the Ultron. Because of that. Those are the ones that we got from the Pekunk early on like the first couple missions. Let's go to Gloombridge. Here we go. Let's head to the Gloombridge. This is the point of the spear or the arrowhead, whatever, that points the direction of where the precursors went. Let's head over here to the Ultron. I'm sorry, to the Rainbow. Scan it. You can see it's very hot and got tons of it and incredibly nasty weather. So I'll save the game real fast. Navigate. I'm sorry, scan rather than. We'll drop it right on here. We'll dispatch it right down here into this corner. You can see, very hot. There we go on the other side here in Gloombridge. Alright, so that's all done now. So now we're going to head back to, now they got some 3 Rainbow Worlds and that sort of thing too. Now we're going to head back to our major planet, home, and that sort of thing too, in order to talk to the should be here. We're gonna talk to Melon Remains, look at some information. Also be with and they're over in Alpha Centauri. So ideally we're going to find out about information about the Cyrene, what's happening with the Micron in the current events. Here they are. Let's see. So now you're going to learn some more information about the background, all that sort of stuff in the current events section. Oops. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Your arrival was predicted by our soul crystal's vibrations. We already know why you are here and what you need from us. However, etiquette requires that we act as though we are ignorant of your desires. Now, what would you like to...
Life form information?
The seven. Your ship's log indicates that you discovered the whereabouts of 3 of the rainbow worlds, which so fascinate us.
Right. I'd like to make some purchases and buy information about current events. Since I got all the tech done. I'd like to buy some information
How?
about current events.
The Urquan are presently at war with a race called the Korra. They are fighting within a large spherical region of space, centered around the craterless star group. Although it is probably too early to tell, it would appear that the Korra are winning.
Yep, they are, and that's actually the time limit that we talked about earlier. They will beat the Kazers, the Urquan, the big bads, and then they'll simultaneously annihilate everything else. More.
No doubt you are familiar with an alien race called the Umga, who live in the Orionus constellation. While they are renowned for their potent and often cruel sense of humor, they have outdone themselves in recent years. Specifically, they have used an unusual hyperwave caster to impersonate the Ilrath gods, Dogar and Kazon. When the Ilrath began tuning in to the voices of their gods on their hyperwave receivers, the priest caste was understandably skeptical and counseled their many followers to ignore the blasphemous signals. However, in a surprise move, the majority of the Ilrath then rose up and slaughtered the entire priest caste. The reasons for this ghastly move included overtaxation, lack of quality depth in ceremony, and the general feeling that the priests had made Dogar and Kazon's pronouncements overly complex.
Alright, I wish to buy information about more current events.
As you know, there are weaknesses in the division between dimensions. For example, your vessel uses such weaknesses to enter hyperspace. However, there are other weak spots in the galaxy which lead to yet different dimensions. One such portal exists nearby, between the Chandrasekhar and Kolam Bay constellations. The portal opens only a short time each month, starting on the 17th. Since we have never entered the portal, we can give no more information on this subject.
We already did that. More
As
information,
you are
please.
probably aware, Ur-Quan starships, you call them dreadnoughts I believe, possess effective self-annihilation circuits, which prevent other races from reverse engineering Ur-Quan technological secrets. However, we have become aware of a shipwrecked dreadnought which has remained largely intact. You will find the remains of the ship on the surface of a blue world orbiting Alpha Pavonis. We suspect You will find at least one item of interest there. Possibly two.
That we already know about too. We've already done that.
You may have noticed the presence of an increasingly large number of red probe vessels, which move with great speed and attack relentlessly. We are sorry to say that this is our catalog item 2418B. Do not blame us. We are not responsible for this violent folly. The product is not being used in a correct manner. Should you wish to confront the actual wrongdoers, we suggest you search the planets in Beta Corby for the probe's owners.
Yes. That we've actually done in this Lander episode.
Not more than 50 years ago, the Druge were informed by the now extinct Bervixies race of a powerful alien nation called the Utwig. The Utwig, the Bervixies explained, were pleasant, sophisticated creatures, but they were also terminally depressed and often spoke about ending their lives by activating a super weapon, some kind of gigantic bomb, which they had found on one of their worlds. Zeta Hyades 6b, I think it was. The Druge recognized the description of the bomb as a precursor planetary tool, which indeed was an explosive device of unrivaled power, and they set out to make it their own. Though the revolting, criminal, insidious Druge rarely leave their sphere of influence, it encompasses Algol, Almagest, and the Persei stars. They made a special trip on this occasion to the Aquarii constellation, where they made contact with the Utwig. There is a device commonly known as the Ur-Quan. Is it now in your possession? Ah, I see. The Druge sold this device to the Utwig, explaining that it was a precursor personal magnifier, which would enrich the lives of their entire culture in too many ways to describe specifically. The Utwig, I am sorry to say, fell for the Druge's foul ruse and snapped up the Ur-Quan immediately. Fortunately for us all, the Utwig did not pay the Druge's requested price, the super bomb, and instead gave them a collection of historical ornaments and genuine artifacts, which to this day the Druge are trying to unload on unwary buyers.
Wish to buy information about current events.
The Utwig, who live in the Aquarii constellation, have grown very depressed of late. They accidentally broke the supposed Ur-Quan sold to them by the felonious Druge. As a consequence, they are morose and melancholic, and will probably be unwilling to help you fight the Urquan. If you wish to gain them as allies, we recommend that you acquire the broken Ur-Quan, as if it ever worked, and find some suitable replacement parts. Our information indicates that you could find these items in 3 different places. A rosy sphere at the Druge trade world, an aqua helix somewhere in Thredash space, and a clear spindle, which is currently in the possession of the Pekunk. Captain, that was the last current event we have for sale.
Alright, so yes, you just got the information. I guess it must be historical information, not the one. I thought it was current events.
Almost 25,000 of your years ago, there existed near this region of space an association of star-faring races called the Sentient Milieu. This group formed over several thousand years to mutually enrich their respective cultures, to provide a safe creche for emerging sentient species, and to afford themselves a degree of protection from external hostilities via military alliance. Of the 7 most active milieu members, the most famous race, indeed, you know them well, Captain, were the
Yeah, we got that
Urquan.
information from the slot because they visited. Alright, before I do this, I'm going to buy some fuel. Just as a heads
How
up,
much?
because I don't want to accidentally freeze them. But fill my
Fuel transfer.
I'm buying.
How wonderful.
More information on alien race. Let's do a it might be information on alien races. Let's try that first.
The Zoq-Fot-Pik are a friendly co-op of 3 alien species, all native to the same world. They are presently suffering severe collateral damage from the ritual combat between the Urquan and the Korah. While this is unfortunate for the Zoq-Fot-Pik, they have been forced to abandon many of their worlds. This close proximity to the inter-Urquan war will give them insight into the conflict, which will be of great use to you. In addition, the Zoq-Fot-Pik met the Chenjesu early on in the war and are eager to make allies who can protect them from their enemies. In case you are interested, the Zoq-Fot-Pik homeworld is at coordinates
Just allied them from this
400.0
episode.
by 543.7 Planet 1. The Ur-Rat are presently attacking the Pecanque in the Lekali and Kruger constellations. These beings have slavish devotion to their dark gods Dogar and Kazan, which in the past few years has been used against them by the Unga. If you need to manipulate the Ur-Rat, we suggest you discover the Unga's technique and duplicate
Yep,
it.
we had that.
The Pecanque are a mystical offshoot of the Yehat species, who left their bird brothers long ago to found a peaceful enclave in the Kruger and Geitless stars. At the present time, the Pecanque are defending themselves against the Ur-Rat, who have been commanded to attack the happy birds by Dogar and Kazan. The Pecanque may be unwilling to make a formal alliance with you, but we have confidence that if you explain yourself honestly, they will help your efforts against the Urquan.
We'll play for info.
The creatures presently fighting the Urquan are called the Korah. They are an Urquan subspecies who split off from the main species many thousands of years ago. Their present fight is a ritual reenacting of a major difference of opinion between 2 rival Urquan leaders after the Urquan overwhelmed their slave masters, the Dinyare. The Korah are immune to reason, having long ago lost the ability to see their situation objectively. They live in a self-maintained paradox. To ensure their safety and security, the Korah fight an endless battle against all other sentient species. I must warn you about some very bad people. Is this worth so many credits? You ask yourself. I assure you it is. The creatures are called the Druge, and they are a callous and evil race. They care for nothing but profit and personal gain through unfair mercantile exchanges. Why are you looking at me like that, Captain? It is not appropriate. As I was saying, these wicked creatures will try to sell you commodities at unreasonably low prices. Boy, they almost give away fuel. Do not fall for their tricks. There are hidden costs, secret tariffs. So that you may avoid them, I will tell you that their main trade world is Zeta Persei 1. Why are you smiling, Captain?
I'll pay for more information on it.
The Burdixies race evolved on the planet Arcturus 1. They lived there in a relatively benevolent manner until the Korra came and destroyed them during the course of 2 or 3 unfortunate days. The Druge were largely responsible for the Korra finding the Burdixies. You see, the Burdixies were in long-distance, hyperwave contact with a race known simply as the Geg. For decades, the Geg and the Burdixies traded much valuable information until the Geg came under attack by an invading race who you may know as the Korra. The Geg warned the Burdixies that the Korra located races by their hyperwave transmissions and that they had already discovered the radiations from the Druge. When the Burdixies were kind enough to warn the Druge that a hostile alien race was homing in on their hyperwave radiations, the Druge shut down all their transmitters and erected a powerful hyperwave beacon on the surface of the Burdixies moon. The Korra changed course, attacked the poor Burdixies, and sadly destroyed them all.
Alright, I'll pay for more, you fool.
The Tradash are an arrogant, stubborn, and thick-skinned species who reside in the Draconis and Apodus star systems. They have little or no respect for anything but force, which they admire greatly. To make the Tradash your friends, you should consider killing most, but not all of them. In addition, they guard some kind of sacred relic at the star system Zeta Draconis, though we do not know the true nature of this artifact. The Tradash homeworld is at Delta Draconis.
Yep. Alright, so yeah, that place that they just all split up, that's where the other part of the Ultron is.
After the war, the Chenjesku and the Mernherm chose to be slave-shielded on the Chenjesu's homeworld at Procyon. We suspect that they are melding their two species to form some kind of new hybrid race, a race which may well be powerful enough to destroy the Urquan single-handedly. However, by our calculations, this process will take many decades, if not centuries. Should you wish to talk to them, we recommend you invest in a hyperwave broadcasting system, which is powerful enough to penetrate the shield around their world.
Absolutely. Yeah. They're on Procyon together. You were also told that by the in the opening
The
information.
Mycon are using this time, while the Urquan have their attention elsewhere, to expand their sphere of influence as fast as possible. The Mycon colonize planets by launching tough spore pods from orbit and injecting them under the planet's surface. Months later, after the spores have grown hundreds of thick, fibrous tendrils under the planet's crust, the tendrils suddenly thrust up out of the planet and create huge calderas. Not incidentally, filling the planet's atmosphere with the Mycon's preferred gases, clouds of superheated steam and sulfuric acid.
Yep. I think that's the information I need. So right now I'm going to save this, and then just real quick. folks. Save it real quick. I think that was the information I needed on the icon to tell up the siren. Does it destroy the siren symbol? That gives me information on that. But just in case, I'm going to go ahead and knock out the other two here.
This very... What great item?
Let's find more information.
How wonder. Following the end of the war, the Androsim began experimenting with interdimensional fatigue, a process which is related to your faster-than-light drive, but involves dimensions far more alien than hyperspace. They had just made a major breakthrough when they were suddenly wiped out by a race called the Ors, who appeared seemingly out of nowhere. Actually, we don't know what the Ors did to the Androsim. They're just all gone.
Right, and this information, but we are the Ors early on.
The Arilulale are a mysterious race of IDF beings. IDF meaning interdimensional fatigue. They do not reside in this galaxy, or in fact, anywhere in this universe. While it is true that the Arilu are rarely seen far from the Columbae star group, they do make regular, secret visits to your world, and have done so for centuries. Ever since Earth was space-shielded, they have focused their attention on the humans aboard the starbase, many of whom are now members of your crew. Though the Arilulale always smile and are never overtly hostile, we believe that they have a secret agenda which somehow involves your planet Earth. These secret plans may or may not cause grief and woe to you Earthlings.
Alright, thanks. I should be leaving now. Another quick save, and then I'm gonna head. I'm thinking about might want to end that, or just head to Earth and then do the saving and sort of thing too. But let's have it. Let's head over to Earth. It's been a longer episode. It's probably like, yeah. Well, let's go ahead and end it there. And then next week I'll just go to Earth and sell my stuff, load all that stuff, and that sort of thing too. Alright, so dude, go folks. Hope you enjoyed it. We're getting closer and closer to the end now that I got the information from the icon. I can go talk to this. The signing after I give them the evidence from your homeworld that it was destroyed by the Mycon, and that sort of thing too. So that'll probably be starting the Mycon stuff. Also, hopefully, if it's been a few months now, and I've got the ability to jumpstart the Hat Revolution because they joined the Big Bads as after the first war that we lost. That sort of thing too. They actually are the only one that became fellow slaves rather and actually fight battle slaves, that sort of thing, rather than just going behind a homeworld like everybody else did. So you can check that out too. Hopefully I might be able to do that too. And then after and that sort of thing too. So I hope you appreciated that quite a bit. All that good stuff, all that kind of information, outlining the Zoq-Fot-Pik, getting the information on the Supox and the Utwig, and then I need to get some stuff to trade from the Druge for one of those pieces for the Ur-Quan, and then the other one, like I said, is the Thrash. So there we go for you folks. Alrighty, I hope you enjoyed that a whole bunch for you folks, and then again let me know what your thoughts are. That sort of thing too. If you liked all that stuff, I do some Let's Plays every week, like of these other things, as well as things like all of our video game reviews on Wednesday. On Saturday, I do reviews of something I call Serial Saturday for older serials that are in the things like movies and TVs, things like Dick Tracy or stuff like that too. I just did 1937's Radar Patrol. I watched it a couple days ago, so I'll be recording that and doing my review of that too. On Monday, I do reviews of tabletop RPGs like Battle Tag or RPGs like Dungeons and Dragons, that's sort of thing. And then the other thing, and then how those things sound like your thing, right? All up and down the line. So that's those, and I also do some older reviews of RPG, of things that you read in the science fiction, fantasy, and horror genres too. So if those things sound like your cup of tea, well then great. Welcome to the channel, do all the YouTube stuff, please. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. Alright, so there you go. I want to thank you so very, very much for just taking some time out of your day in investing, right, and watching my videos. Because we all have so many things, right, that are happening in our lives. And we're pulled in so many different directions too, right? So right here, spend this time with me, that's incredibly humbling. And I appreciate that so very, very much. Thanks again, and have an amazing day.